people? Shoquafina here, coming at you with our Week 2 battle in the NBA against Venuaur and the Venuars. Of course, I am your coach of the Lake Huron Lanturns, as always, and let's get right into this thing, guys. Now, at Team Preview, I noticed a couple of things. I noticed, first of all, the Latios. I'm very scared of it. I noticed he didn't bring the Bisharp, which is good for me. He didn't bring the Tornadus, I believe. That is also good for me. And I also noticed the Rotom Cut, which I was really expecting because obviously Grass Stab is fantastic against Rotom Wash, and it's pretty good against Tyranitar and just my team in general. So I'm not surprised by that. Seeing that, I'm kind of worried about it being Scarfed, maybe doing some shenanigans with Trick. You know, maybe tricking my Rotom or tricking my Tyranitar or something like that. So that's kind of a worry of mine. But looking at this team, I figure I can just lead with my Liepard. I can Encore the Steelix into something. I can just knock off something, or I can just U-turn if I need to as well. I should outspeed pretty much everything, barring Choice Scarfers and the Latios. So that's absolutely fine by me. As we see here, actually leads with his Lawnmower, his Rotom Cut, and I lead with my Socks. He does get the Volt Switch off, and that tells me right off the bat this thing is 100% Scarfed. And he'll just go into his his Steelix here, which will end up being Mega Steelix. I just go for the U-turn here. It is super effective on the Rotom Cut, and that's who was out when I chose to go for it. Also, just give me some momentum here into my Laundromat. He's not going to want to stay in, obviously, so he just hard switches back out into his Lawnmower. And predicting, not so much predicting the switch, but I just go for the burn because I knew he wouldn't want to go into the Arcanine for obvious reasons, and just getting that residual damage on anything will be great, especially something like this or the Latios, just because they're so fast. It's going to be hard for me to do damage to them anyway. So I get the burn on him. I just hard switch out. I don't want to take too much damage with him, my Rotom. So he just goes for the Volt Switch here. I knew he'd outspeed me since he is Scarfed. And by going for the Will-O-Wisp and hard switching as opposed to just Volt Switching, I might show that I might be Scarfed as well. So little mind games there. He goes into his Arcanine on the Volt Switch, so good play on his part. So now I have... this is not a good matchup for me, but he's been playing really passive this whole game, switching around, that kind of stuff. I'm expecting him to make, well, not so much passive, but making a lot of switches, making a lot of predictions. I'm expecting him to make another prediction here. The obvious play for me is to go out into my T-Tar. So I'm actually going to choose to stay in here, hoping he overpredicts, and he does overpredict as he goes out into his Azu. I just go for my T-Spikes. So that really paid off for me there, as he'll have to switch again because he cannot stay in. And knowing he can't stay in, I actually just go for a layer of spikes here. So I have hazards up on the field, lots of hazards going on. I don't want to stand in this thing. I'll just go into my Laundromat because I'm physically defensive. I can take anything this thing wants to do to me. As you see, that Heavy Slam did absolutely nothing. He obviously doesn't want to stay in, so he goes out into his Latios there. I just go for the Volt Switch, predicting the switch. And I just go right out into my T-Tar. I can just Pursuit Trap this thing all day. I am banded. This thing is going to go down no matter what, especially after the Volt Switch damage and the Sandstorm damage. So he just likes to go for the Defog. I go for the Pursuit. He doesn't have to switch out. He's dead. Banded T-Tar is just so strong, guys. Just so strong. As he goes out into his Azu. And I go into my little Romeo here. He goes for the Sub. Sub actually scared me a little bit. Just because... you know, he can start setting up in my face. I know he doesn't have too much to hit me with. I think Azu gets ice coverage, so I was kind of worried about that, considering I'm not very defensively bulky. I'm especially defensive. But we'll see what he wants to do here. Obviously, this is my best mon to hit this Azu with. I just go for the Sludge Bomb to break the sub, but that crit didn't matter when it came to breaking the sub. He goes for the knockoff, which does a tremendous amount of damage. But seeing the sub is good because that means he's not choice banded. I don't think he'd be Belly Drum because we've seen sub knockoff, so I don't think he'd be Belly Drum either. So I'm kind of confused at what this thing's set might be. We see the leftovers though, so sub leftovers obviously. He's gonna go out and do his Mega Steelix here, predicting the Sludge Bomb. But I don't want to play any games there because that thing packs a wallop. So I want to knock out the Azu if I could. I just hard switch out my Laundromat. I can take any hit. He just elects to go for the Stealth Rock, predicting the switch, and he doubles out into his Lawnmower afterwards. As I go for the Hydro Pump, and I miss, which would have done a decent amount of damage. It's obviously resisted, so it wouldn't have done too much, but I'm just going to switch out here into my little Romeo, as he goes for Leaf Storm, and I eat that up. Only does 13%. He cannot kill me after another Leaf Storm after Black Sludge recovery, since his special attack was dropped. Actually, I don't even have Black Sludge anymore. I don't even need it. But I'm putting up with the T-Spike here because his Defogger is gone. I'm going to set up another T-Spike. I'm just going to sack off my little Romeo here, just to Toxic everything that comes in. Get a lot of poison damage racking up. And I'm going to go into my Laundromat and just attempt to blow this thing back with a Hydro Pump. He actually goes for Magnet Rise here. I wasn't really sure what that play was for. I think that just makes you not a ground type anymore, but I guess it didn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I go into Socks, take the Stealth Rock damage. I'll just sack this thing off here to this Scarf Volt switch, because I really don't have anything that wants to switch into that. As he goes out into his Sableye, which gets Toxic. So that's very good for me. I just go into my Laundromat here and go for the Hydro Pump just to get a lot of damage on this thing. As he actually knocks me out with a Metal Burst. So, very nice play. I was not expecting Metal Burst, to be completely honest with you guys. So that caught me really off guard. I just go out to my Tyranitar here. Sand plus Toxic can really hurt this thing. But he actually goes for Sunny Day. So Sunny Day was like, oh, alright. That's kind of scary because he has the Arcanine here. Sableye gets knocked out. I cannot stay in. I have to switch out. And we see the close combat there. So my only switch here was my Pinsir. Kind of putting myself in harm's way. Obviously, if he would have predicted that and went for the Flare Blitz, I would have knocked myself out. And then that would have been really, really bad for me. Because then I would have had to sack off my T-Tar after that. But luckily, he was attacking what was in front of him. And luckily, I made enough plays in the beginning of the game to make him question what he wanted to do there, because I was predicting him fairly well throughout. So he goes for the CC there. That drops his defense. He gets some Toxic damage there, so that's good for me. I get the Mega Evolution off, and I just go for the Quick Attack because I'm not fast enough to outspeed this thing before Mega Evolution, and stats don't carry over till the turn after you Mega Evolve. So I just go for the Quick Attack to get a good amount of damage on this thing because of his defense drop there. As he just goes for the Flamethrower. So he shows he's mixed Arcanine. He takes the Toxic damage there. Actually, he takes Life Orb and Toxic damage there. So Arcanine is gone. We trade. That's fine by me. But going to his Lawnmower, which is burnt, I get the Sand up with my Tyranitar here. And I can just eat up this Leaf Storm. Well, not so much eat it up, but it doesn't kill me because the Sand boosts my special defense. And luckily, I hit that Stone Edge to knock out his Rotom Cut. And here comes this thing. So I'm expecting the Aqua Jet. But I just had to sack off my T-Tar there. I just went for Stone Edge again. Obviously, I'm banded. This thing takes Sand damage and Toxic damage. Of course, it gets life back with the recovery, with the leftovers. But this is where it became a problem. You see, we're both down to one Mon. He shows the Aqua Jet. He's expecting me to be Sand Rush. And as I stated in my team builder, which by the way I forgot to plug earlier, so go check out the team builder for an explanation on why I'm not Sand Rush. I'm actually Mold Breaker, guys. So this thing actually poses kind of a threat right now. I'm like, I really wish I was Sand Rush right about now, just so I could ensure that I do outspeed, just in case he doesn't have some kind of funky speed IVs or anything, or EVs. So I know he's going to go for the Aqua Jet. I know I can live one. As he actually goes for the Aqua Jet here, you see that does a tremendous amount of damage. So I need to kill this thing. I go for the EQ because the strongest move I have. It doesn't kill, but thanks to the Toxic Spikes being there, that ends up picking off the Azumarill. And we win with 17% left on our final Pokemon. That was a fantastic game. Props to Venuaur for just really bringing it this week. He had me scared quite a few times there. He had me scared with the Arcanine. He kind of had me scared with that Sub Azu. I didn't know what he wanted to do with that. That Scarf on the rotom-w was really clutch for him. Scared me right off the bat. And that Latios, of course, was a giant threat that entire time. I was just lucky I got in there with Tyranitar when I did early on in the game. But yeah, a lot of props to Venuaur. That's a really, really, really good game. Very, very close. One of the closest games I've ever had in Pokemon. So that means we're 1-1 this week, guys. Made it to 1-1. We're 500 here. We're 500 in the GPL. We're bringing the win-loss record back up. We're looking pretty good. So I'm very excited. This team is working out tremendously well. It has a lot of synergy, and I'm so happy that it's finally coming together. But you know, we need to keep the wins coming. I need to keep making plays, making proper reads on my opponents, and switching things in, and going for some safe moves when I need to do that as well. I feel like I'm getting a lot better, and hopefully that takes us through to the playoffs, and we start making a run with our Mega Pinsir Tyranitar Excadrill core here. But thank you guys for watching. If you liked the battle, which you should because it was a fantastic battle, please leave a like down below. And make sure you subscribe to be notified when future battles and team builders for this league and the GPL come out. But until then, guys, my name is Shoquafina, and I'm out.